All right, good. Any questions, anything I can try to answer before we start here? Anyone, please? Uh, Kelly or Mary or Tracy or Ruth, anything I can try to answer.
Um,
Please, Kelly, Mary.
Thank you. So, my neck and shoulders been, really tight and tense again and bothering me. And I noticed that it gets worse when I'm just stressed out in general. So, I think it has more to do with me holding stress there and it flaring up because it gets, sometimes it feels really nice and fine. So, what is that about?
It gets tense when?
When I get really stressed out, like when I'm starting to stress out and I have a lot of things juggling,
Yeah,
just right there.
Yeah, that's your area, that's the bruise in your life. And so, I mean, it's not only just recently, but it's always been that area that first developed. Sometimes we'll go like this to, protect ourselves from verbal or physical, stuff. And that's the area that represents, if that makes sense, hon.
Yes.
And so, one little exercise that you can do, and I talked to Tracy about this earlier, is taking a look at those times and asking yourself, okay, when was the last time I had this situation or that experience? And it might have been an exercise or stretching or whatever, but ask yourself even before that, when I might have had this experience, and try to go back a couple times to you're a little bit younger and watch that without participating in that. Just watching it objectively and observantly. And we'll talk a lot about this during the apprentice training. Okay. And so, but as you observe it without participating in it, then you'll also have the opportunity to be objective when you're observing. And then you're not reacting. You're just seeing yourself when it happened. Once you're able to see yourself, then it breaks the back of that. Then you can, start doing something and you'll see that this dissipates, it goes away. And it'll begin to set a new pattern in your life. And it might take a day, it might take a couple weeks, it might take less or more or whatever, but you'll see a new pattern. That won't be the place that it goes to anymore because the bruise now has a chance to heal and become unbruised in your life. Does that make sense, Kelly?
It does, yeah. It really does.
All right, good. Because once we can recognize something, that's recognizing in our mind. And oftentimes a lot of people, not with everyone, but oftentimes a lot of people that have physical dynamics happening with them, it's because of patterns that were set a long time ago, either through participating in something or protecting ourselves in some way or another, or whatever, an emotional witnessing of someone doing something similar. It set an impression with us, and that was as subtle as it is or dramatic it is, that was a shock trauma to our body. And that's where a bruise develops in our body. There are other places in the body. So if we can witness that objectively and observantly, then we're not participating in it anymore because it won't have any life in us anymore. We broke its back by witnessing it. I hope that makes sense.
It does.
All right, good, hon. And I'll work with that tonight too.
Thank you.
There's so few of us. This is great. Okay. And let me see here. Any questions at all, Ruth, that you might have, hon? Anything you can think of? If you're not there, there you
No,
go. Okay.
none.
All right. Sounds good. Anything, Tracy?
No, I'm good, thank you. So we're just gonna do a group healing and are you just gonna go around one at a time or how does that work?
Yeah, good question. What I generally do is I give a little spiel about myself, for those that don't know about me, but everyone here does. And so I'll avoid that unless there's questions about, my upbringing in this so-called spirituality. And then I'll call on one person at a time and share with me one thing you'd like me to work with. And then I'll work with it. And you might experience something in your bodies happening or in your brain happening. I never know. And when you experience something, it might be heat or cold or electricity or wind going through you or something. It might be an emotional catharsis or who knows what. And that's what I'm doing is breaking the consciousness to that distress. And if you should feel something, great, that's because you need to. If you don't feel anything, great, if it's because you don't need to. But it's still happening. Something is always happening. And I know that. And you may experience it either immediately or in 5 minutes or the next day or 24 hours later, whatever. And you may even experience it walking down the street 2 weeks or 2 months later and say, oh my God, when did this leave me? And who knows? Who knows? Or it may even lead into something to be even greater, or it may even show a cause to what your distress was that you didn't know about, doctors couldn't find out about for 5 years, 20 years, who knows? And
Okay.
so that's basically it.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. And let's see here. Any other final questions anyone would like to know about? I can try to answer before we start. Please, anyone? And if you can't think of anything right now as we go along, please feel free to ask. When I do call on you, just try to sit back and relax and no fidgeting or doing whatever. And I'll take over. And we'll just see what happens with y'all. And hopefully it'll be a really nice change in your bodies and in mind as well, or something that will develop in you either immediately or in short time. Okay, Ruth, let's call on you first, my dear.
Okay.
Anything in particular?
Yes, okay, so the hearing the pulse in my ears when I'm flat, I can still hear that. It's weird. I know it's related to posture because it happens if I don't sit up properly at my desk.
Okay.
But it's got something to do with lying down too. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I would just like it to go away.
Is there anything you could do to correct your posture that would help to develop?
I'm working on that. I'm seeing a cranial sacral therapist.
Wow, cool.
So yeah.
Good. As
twice.
long as they have a lot of experience behind them.
She has a lot of experience.
Good.
She had every initial after her name that I could imagine.
All right. Good.
And she's had a lot of experience. So, and
All
she
right.
hits all the right places. She just puts her hand on my body and I go, how did you know that part hurt?
All right,
So.
Good. All right, so now, have you done that exercise that I tell people to do with the ears?
No.
Okay. This is a great exercise, and I'll teach this during your apprentice training as well, even more in depth. because I'm doing something while the person is doing it. But in the meantime, close your eyes for a second and close your eyes for a second. There you go. And out of your right ear, can you hear ringing?
No.
All right, close your eyes. And what about your left ear? Close your eyes.
Yeah, I can hear my heartbeat.
Okay, good. What I want you to do with your eyes closed, you got to keep your eyes closed with this. All right. Now, what I want you to do is to listen to the left ear in that ringing. I'm not doing anything, so you can just keep your eyes closed. All right. And listen to it and tell me when you can hear it only in the left ear.
Well, I can hear it now only in the left ear.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and keep them closed if you can, hon. Or else I won't be able to do this. Now, keep your eyes closed and listen in your left ear. And let it build. And when you feel it's built sufficiently, like a wisp of smoke going through your head, bring it to the other ear and tell me when you can hear it in the other ear. Watch the ringing go into the other ear.
Nope.
Okay. And please keep your eyes closed for a minute, okay?
Mhm.
All right. And I'm going to go to your left ear and we're going to bring it to your right ear and tell me if you can imagine it. I'm not doing anything different that you have to witness or see. I'm just, you don't have to worry about anything. There, you hear that a little bit?
No.
Okay. All right. So it tells me, you can open up your eyes now, and it tells me that the cranial sacral may be good for you.
I know.
Okay. So it tells me that the cranial sacral may be good for you in the bone structure
Mhm.
in there. And what you can do is you can tell when the bone structure is off a millimeter, centimeter, give or take,
Mhm.
that it's inhibiting the flow of that energetic. If I were with you in person, I could help you with that
Mhm.
without the cranial sacral, but just through touch, but I'm not there. So this this will help. I want to try one more thing though.
Okay.
And I'm going to imagine putting my hands on your head, which means to image in action. It's not pretend, it's not fantasy, it's just imagination.
Mhm.
And let's see if you can perceive something happening inside your head, okay?
Okay.
All right, one last thing is, oh, first of all, did you sense anything happening? Okay,
No, sorry.
one last thing is you may just, when she asks you how you're feeling or what's happening or whatever, let her know about what we just did and that the ear was not able to hear the flow that went from one side to the other side.
Right. I think that's because the damage was on the left side. So,
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Okay. And also it was, as you might have expressed to me way in the past, when you had a bicycle fall and hit your head.
yeah. Yes, it was the left side of the helmet was scraped up right behind my ear.
Yes.
So, and then I used a helmet that was too tight for my head for about 2 months. Finally realized that that was not comfortable.
There you
So,
go. Okay. All right. All right, good. And
Right.
is there anything else I can work with? Because that would, that's for someone else. Anything
That's
else?
fine. No, that's fine, Mark. Thank you.
All righty. Thank you. Thank you so much. All righty. Tracy, anything, my dear, you'd like me to work with?
Well, since we've worked already this evening, I don't know, I guess you tell me, do you still feel like there's any area, like in my bladder area or anywhere that you feel like needs to be still worked
Yeah.
on?
Yeah, in your lower back again. I'd like to work.
Okay. All right. I'll
And
try
tell-
to I'll
Okay.
put my phone down and sit still.
Oh, that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. And let me know when you feel a flow through your hands, okay?
Okay. Okay, I'm starting to feel energy in my hands.
And just let it flow through. Can you feel that flowing through?
Yes,
Good.
I
Good.
don't feel it in my head this time, but I definitely feel it in my hands.
That's good. Can you move around a little bit and tell me how your back feels? If it's any
Yeah,
the same or worse?
it feels good.
All right,
It
excellent.
feels good.
All right, great. And what I'd like you to do, if you don't mind, is take your right thumb and push it into the, like, next to the spine, into the small of the back
Okay.
and a little bit over. And tell me if it's tender there.
Yeah, it is a little tender there.
Okay, hold your thumb there. We're going to do something.
Okay.
Did you just feel it break or dissipate?
Yeah, the tenderness went away.
There you go. All right, move your hand
Okay.
and there you go.
Okay, cool.
I know, isn't that neat?
Yeah.
That will help. And anytime in the future, if your body gets log jammed, do that.
Okay.
Good
All right.
deal.
Yeah.
It'll give you a reprieve and start to set a new pattern in your body.
Okay.
Excellent. Wonderful. Hey, Danielle. Can you hear us?
Yes, hello.
All right. Hello. There you go. Good to see you.
You too.
Any questions or anything I can try to answer? Anything?
Let's see here. Well, I logged on kind of late, so I'm not sure the context, but
All right. Anything about spirituality or healing or anything that I can try to answer or any questions of what I do? Anything in particular?
well, I do have I do have a recurring health concern that I have,
Okay.
and it's related to, seems to be like EMF sensitivity. If I'm around the computer a long time or in certain situations, I get this lower back pain and it wraps around down into my abdomen. And, you know, I don't think it's structural or muscular. I think it's part of my EMF sensitivity, which sometimes is bad and sometimes it's not.
Okay. All right. I remember you reminded me of a story from a long, long time ago in Illinois. I was giving a healing circle, and this woman, her daughter, she and her daughter came up in a circle, and the elderly lady couldn't speak English, so the daughter was translating, and the daughter was saying that she was in such pain. Neurologists couldn't help her. She went to many, many neurologists, and she went to all kinds of doctors. No one could ever find what was wrong with her. And so I said, okay, let's give it a shot here. And so I put my hands on her head, and then I started scanning down her body, and I kept saying, okay, God, what's the beef here? What's the scoop? What's causing her discomfort? And I finally got down to a little bit below the thigh muscle, in between the kneecap and the thigh. And it's approximately the age of, I think, 8.5, where I got to. And so I asked the daughter to translate this. What happened at the age of 8.5? And she couldn't remember. So I said, okay, God, show me something. Show me something. And so as I was working with that, and I felt all this intense energy emanating forth in what's called or referred to as the morphic fields of information. And I say, what is this? What is this? And then I saw her in a European country where she was from. And I saw her in a wooded area with 3 other children. And the other children were jumping over this little stream. And her body wasn't so coordinated. And as she jumped, she slipped on a rock, and she fell in the stream and on her spine. But the interesting thing about it, which I never heard of anything like this before, she slipped on a magnetic rock, and that totally disturbed her entire electromagnetic system within her.
Wow.
And she was in extreme pain ever since then. And no one found anything with her spine or anything about her.
Mm-hmm.
And all these doctors she had always gone to. And so here's this crippled lady, elderly lady, about 80, 85 years old, and in extreme pain, as her life was, taking narcotics and all kinds of things. And for the first time, as I worked with her, rebalancing the electromagnetic in her body, she felt better. And she was crying and everything else. The daughter was crying. People in the crowd were crying. It was quite a show. It made me look good. But so, and I said, oh yeah, it happens all the time. It doesn't, you know, but so what I'm going to do, I'm going to work with your electromagnetic and see if that doesn't help to some degree. And you may experience something on this and you may not. The ones that do need to, the ones that don't need to, but something's still happening to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And so all I want you to do is to just hold out your left arm, the left arm, and just hold it in front of you. Up a little bit. There you go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And I'm going to do something here. Do you sense something happening?
I feel tingling in my left fingertips a little bit. Yeah.
All right.
I also feel a little bit of energy moving through the left side of the body.
All right, good. And there, and all right, put your arm down and I'm going to do something else here. Now, another thing that my perception is, I know nothing medically, honest to God, but another perception that I'm getting is that about 2 inches above the small of your back, the vertebrae is not well. So we're going to see if we can relieve pressure on that as well. And either today or tomorrow, you may experience like a movement or a popping in the spine.
Okay.
Right there. Let's see if it moves now. There. Now, if you move around, can you tell? I don't know if you came in with symptoms, but can you tell if there's any difference?
I didn't come in with symptoms, but I felt a couple little like sparks in the lower back.
Okay, good. That was the electromagnetics that weren't syncing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think now that there's more of a flow, I would love to work with you again
Yeah.
at any point, but any questions about that?
I don't think so. It's you know, I had an ultrasound on it at one time, and
Yeah.
it's been something that just brought so much frustration because this back pain would come on and there'd be like nothing I could do about it for a couple days, and it would go
Yeah.
away, and it was
Yeah.
kind of, you know, an old emotional patterns as well of frustration and
Oh, I
anger.
understand. Yeah, I understand. And what happens sometimes is that because of the emotional frustration, that's what I call the back the desert. And that's where we have our deepest emotions. And also what happens with that is the musculature responds to that and tightens.
Yeah.
And that can also move a little bit, millimeters or centimeters, the spinal column as well, when the muscles are there to connect with the spine to the other places around the body. And
Yeah.
that creates, discomfort.
Yeah.
The muscles support the spine.
Yeah.
And so that might be what the situation is. I won't make any claims. I don't diagnose, I don't prescribe, whatever. It's just, perceptions that I have that are shown to me.
Sure. Thank
Cool.
you.
Oh, my pleasure. And I hope this really helps you now or
Thanks.
set you on a path. And if you want to, at any time in the future, set up an appointment, great. Let me know.
All right.
But first see if this changes something within your body.
Sure.
Great. Mary, did you have a question?
I did. So my mom, she can't wear watches, and that an electrical thing seemed to break around her a lot. So what is that? Is that the same thing that he's talking about?
Similar. And with your mom, I want to work with her in person with this when we do the apprentice thing.
Yes.
And but in the meantime, I can work a little bit with her now. I'm curious, how's your knee, Mary? I mean, yeah, Kelly.
Fantastic. I cannot believe it. Mary just reached over and touched me unaware as I was, and I looked, oh my gosh. Yes, sorted. It's really sorted. Thank you so much.
My honor, my pleasure.
Marvelous.
What we did is we broke the consciousness of that. I was able to actually, as observed as it sounds, when I worked with you that time, I went into the consciousness of it, and I told it to take a hike in different ways.
It totally did.
And that's the first time in your life, if I'm correct.
Really.
Cool. Excellent. Hey, Christina, are you there? Where's Christina? Where's my friend? Hey, how you doing? Can't see you.
I know my videos, I'm on my phone and my video's acting up, so.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. And how you doing, hon?
Hanging in there.
Don't hang in there. God.
I know. Snap out of it.
Get out of hanging in there.
You are exactly right.
So, all right. Anything you would like me to work with, hon?
Just the infamous Roto-Rooter, please.
You got it. But you have to participate in the acknowledgement of it.
Yeah.
Or else, it's just trying to find the old stuff. You don't want to go there.
Yep.
It just doesn't make sense to go to the old stuff. It doesn't make sense. Not for you.
You are correct.
And when it does come up in you unknowingly and starts to affect you emotionally, mentally, physically, capture it and say, in mind, and capture what form it might be. And it might be a globule, might be a body within you, or something, an idea pressing upon you. That's capturing it. When you can recognize those things, then say, how do you serve me? And actually asking it, how do you serve me?
Yeah.
And then watching it and see what happens to that. And what it is the mass, it's what I refer to as the mass mind. Some people call it mass consciousness or whatever. It's the mass mind trying to keep you there because you have a new freedom and don't recognize it yet. But the mass mind is trying to capture you and keep you at that place, especially when something good happens. Does that make sense, hon?
It completely makes sense. Yes.
And it just wants you to fall prey to that. Nothing else. Because then you could be like everyone else. And you're different. So you have to cop to it, become aware of who you really are. And it's an opportunity you're going through now to discover yourself. Capiche?
Yes.
That's, yeah, that's Italian for I love Starbucks.
Something like that.
Capiche, yeah, it is. All right. So you do those things that we talked about, okay?
I will. I will. Yeah.
Yeah, and no groveling.
That's saying it politely.
Well, you know, I'm on air here, so
I
I'm live, so gotta be nice. All right.
do have one small other request for Sophia. She said her hip is bothering her today.
Who, Sophia?
Yeah, her right hip, like towards the front.
Okay, so my left. I'm dyslexic. All right.
Yes.
Was she trying to do the splits?
Oh, she's doing something. I mean, at school, they do gym and she's working out. She's doing new workouts. So,
All right. And if she were to poke her finger, her thumb into that area in the front, there's a particular muscle. So it's like a thin fibrous muscle that's bruised.
okay.
So we're going to work with that too. There. Is she right there?
He's not.
Okay, that's fine. So I was just going to ask her if she was, I was going to ask her if she just felt a flow through her.
Okay.
All right, awesome. Awesome. And let me keep me updated how your daughter's doing.
I
And
will.
all right, good. And how you doing?
Feeling calmer.
Good. That's the way that divinity within you communicates, through that calmness and that peace. It's a struggle at first to find it at times because the world is so, and the mass mind is so pressing upon us. And you'll find that as you practice it, it gets louder within you, the divinity. And there's also a peace that comes with that, which is what you're really looking for right now.
Right. Right.
Good. Excellent.
And I'll call you for a private appointment as well, Mark.
Wonderful. Whenever you're ready, hon.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, my
Good.
friend.
Thank you. Kelly, anything in particular, my dear, you would like me to work with?
Well, my colitis is better, but it could use a little work.
What can?
Colitis. I have
Oh.
colitis.
You got it. And I will gladly work during the training and stuff. I'll really work with that, but I'll work with it now as well.
Thank you.
What keeps coming to mind is that peace and not worry. Very important for you.
Oh, I agree.
Even the small concerns that you might have are considered worry, because you used to worry a lot more, and the remembrance of that is still infuriating inside for you.
I used to say I have PhDs in worry. Yeah.
Hey, I've been there, done that. So, did you notice something just happening, hon?
Very relaxed.
Yes,
Very, very relaxed.
and it's mostly inside your belly.
It is, yes.
And so, and I venture to say that, whatever. But now what you can do is, as prior to, it's almost like you get warning systems, a warning system of when it's going to uh, give you discomfort.
Yes.
And what you can do is to imagine like warm water flowing through your abdominal cavity.
Okay. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
And yeah, and do it with real focus by being really quiet and imagining that inside of yourself. And that will inhibit any, and not only inhibit, but it will take care of any kind of inflammation after that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. How do you feel inside your belly now?
Oh, wonderful. I feel very, very peaceful, very calm.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Very important for you. And that will retrain everything as you practice that.
I sure will. Thank you. That is a wonderful tool. Thank you.
Sure. Oh, my pleasure. My honor. My honor. Mary, please, anything in particular you'd like me to work with on?
Well, my old neck and shoulder on the right side, and then my right foot is kind of swollen on the right side as well. So I don't know, is there a difference between the right side and the left side, like in messages? Because somebody's told me that the right side is giving and the left side's receiving. Is that something you also prescribe to or no?
Say that again. First start off with the right shoulder and then the what?
Oh, my foot,
Okay.
my right foot. So someone told me that the right side is giving and the left side is receiving.
Yes.
So, okay, you agree with that?
That's the way I perceive things at times.
Okay.
Sometimes, though, it doesn't have anything to do with that I call it a psyche aspect. It doesn't have anything to do with that. Sometimes it's injury, and which had nothing to do with our previous thinking or anything else. But I'll work with your right shoulder and right foot. And let's see what happens. First, I'm going to work with your shoulder. Do you do, what kind of exercise do you do, hon?
I don't intentionally exercise. I'm constantly moving though. I mean,
Yeah.
we have time to exercise.
If a lot of what we referred to earlier, the stress is there, the memory is there of that stress and the guarding.
Yes.
And so if there's some way to help it to feel better through doing something gentle, and get in the habit of doing something gentle for yourself, where you're not guarding it anymore, and that will set a new pattern as well in helping it to release while you're still at a very young age.
Yes.
And we'll work with it during the training and stuff like that.
Okay.
But this is it would be good for you to find something, some form of movement where both shoulders and muscles that go up in here will be able to be equal or alternate, something gentle. And that will break the consciousness as well, besides what we're going to be doing, stuff like that, and what we've done. All right, does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, let me work with your foot.
Thank you.
All right. Tell me, be candid with me, please. Do you experience something in your foot now compared to before?
Yeah, it's tingly and cool, like a coolness.
All right, and no more discomfort in when you move in certain ways?
No, the odd thing about my foot was it didn't really hurt. It wasn't really painful. It was just swollen.
Okay, and do you notice where there's like a flow in it though?
Yes, definitely.
Good. Okay, that will help to uh, uh, bring more life force flowing through. That's what it's doing. So let's see if that doesn't help a lot.
It's still tingling. Thank you so much.
All right, good. All right, enjoy it.
I will
Yeah.
definitely enjoy it.
All right. And Lynn, is there anything that you can think of if you're there? Lynn, are you there? There she is.
I'm hiding.
Anything in particular, my dear?
A blessing. Thank you.
You got it. All right. All right. Now, please understand, we're coming into, we've come into the season where the sun is getting further and further away from the earth. And so that affects us as well. And what that, there's something that we can do about that as well. And that's going within. See, the sun is our life. And we have a sun within us in our solar plex area, just like there's a sun in the solar system. The solar plex is the center of our body that encompasses the light we all have within. And so now is the time as the sun gets further from the earth until it begins to come back again in January, then as it gets closer and closer after that, then we can go within ourselves. And if we look within ourselves and try to find the sun within us, it gives us more life, and it affects us emotionally, mentally, and physically, if that makes sense. So we're coming into the time now that it's, and we've already started to come into it, where the sun gets further and further from the earth, which is our life, literally. So now's our opportunity to find out what it's like to look for that light within us. And it's within the solar plex area where it generates from. So that's what they called the Christos, the sun. In ancient Hebraic and Islamic and all the major religions, Christianity, whatever. And that's what we're seeking unbeknownst to us. And now we know. So, all right.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, very important.
And
that
extra vitamin D.
What's that?
And extra vitamin D.
Yeah, that's good too. And zinc or whatever. That's very important as well. And whatever else your body needs. All right. Kelly, how you feeling?
Wonderful. Thank you. I've been sitting here doing the exercise during our time together. So thank you so much for that.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Mary, please, anything in particular? You doing good?
I'm doing really good. Thank you so much.
Do you notice a difference in your foot, hon?
I do. It feels amazing. It's still tingling on one side where it's kind of swollen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Thank
Not to worry about it though.
Yeah, I don't think it's major. It's just strange that it keeps doing this. It keeps swelling like my ankle and my foot in weird places, but it doesn't hurt, but it's obviously swollen.
Yeah, so let's see what happens now with it.
Thank you.
All right. Ruth, how you doing, hon?
I'm doing okay.
All
Trying
right.
to sit up better.
Yeah, and that will also help the whole mechanism going all the way up and going all the way down in the
Yeah.
body.
Yep.
And the person you're going to be going to will, give you more things to do, whatever.
Sure.
That's good.
Yep. Great. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Tracy, how you doing, hon?
I'm doing well. I'm feeling the need to pee more frequently, but not sure what's going on with that.
A flushing of the body.
Yeah. I'm trying to drink more, like you said. And
Good.
so anyway, yeah, it's making me want to pee more. So,
Yeah, it's gonna. And you're just flushing all toxicity out or anything that's not beneficial to you. It's also good for the psyche inside,
okay.
It's good for everything. The emotions, it's good for the physical, the mental, you name it.
Okay.
And what you might want to do even is say with your bottle, as you fill it up or whatever, or have a new bottle, just put your hands around the bottle and say, okay, God, bless this.
Oh, okay.
Just bless it, God, but bless it for something. So you say for your health, and watch it be filled with something for your health. And that's what you're going to be drinking.
Okay.
Capiche?
Yeah, that's great.
Good. Excellent.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Christina, how you doing, hon?
Feeling calmer.
Good. Keep looking for that light.
Well,
Because it'll start becoming more relevant in your life, more prevalent and more robust.
yeah.
And it'll take you out of the old, whatever that should be.
Excellent.
Good,
Yep.
good. Daniel, how you doing, my friend? Turn on your mic there. There you
Yep, I'm good.
go. All right. Do you notice a difference in your body?
Yeah, it's subtle, but I do. I just feel like a little more symmetry.
Okay. All right, good. What we did might have corrected where it was unsymmetric, whatever,
Right.
symmetry. And we worked with the electromagnetic, and that might have been affecting you as well. So let's see, starting off subtly, if it changes even greater and greater and greater.
There is something else that I've had for quite a long time, which is waking at night to urinate. And I know it's something in my nervous system or my brain. I don't have any problems with my kidneys, my bladder, my prostate, but I think it's some really deep-seated old anxiety from my childhood.
Yeah, I won't work with that online with people. Sorry, in front of other people or whatever.
Sure.
Okay. All righty. Well, I am so grateful y'all showed up today. And Lynn, is it correct that we have another circle next Tuesday?
We do have another circle next Tuesday. That's correct. The November 30th.
November 30th it is at 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And thank you so much for being here. I'm looking forward to seeing you the next time and hearing things. And we do have several events coming up. Also, I have appointments either here in the Boulder area, outside of Boulder, I have appointments on Zoom, on FaceTime or telephone call, doesn't matter. And then we got several events coming up. I'll be going, it's all on the website, markearlix.com. I'll be going to Phoenix, doing a training there, and also a healing circle before the training and appointments after the training if someone's in Phoenix. And what else? We got a Class in Angels class coming up. And that's going to be pretty spectacular. It's about angelic humans. And I hope you participate in that. It's on the website, the information. And I don't know, is there anything else, Lynn, that you know of?
One thing. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thanks. That's right. In Canada, when was yours?
Our Thanksgiving in Canada is the usually the first Monday of October. The
Oh,
second
okay.
week of the second, yeah. It's usually in the second week of October, that Monday. It's always on a Monday.
All right. All right. And so there was one other thing besides, on the website, it talks about, and in the email, it talks about a Black Friday event where I'll be for $175. I'll be offering a 4-day course, an hour and a half a day, and you don't even have to be there. It's on a private YouTube channel that you can always go back to and listen if you missed anything, whatever. And it's on healing. What was the title of it again? Healing?
Going Beyond Healing.
Yeah, Going Beyond Healing. And it's
January.
Yeah. January when?
10th to the 13th.
Okay. And you can always go back to it. You'll be sent a private link if you sign up to it. And all right, everyone, thank you so much. Please let me know how you're doing. I'd really appreciate an email. And that's all. I don't know what else to think or say. Have fun, everyone. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.